and we're proud tonight to celebrate the presentation of the Lifetime Achievement Award to Dr. Kimit Rai. And I'm not qualified to speak to Kimit's achievements, but we have here from Vancouver someone who is most qualified, who knows him well. And since the announcement, we've been getting accolades from the Governor General, from the Premier, from Surgeons-in-Chief in Cambodia. And so Doug Courtemanche is here to share with us some of the highlights of Kimit's career. Thanks, Doug.
So I'd like to thank the Society for the invitation to present this year's Lifetime Achievement Award winner. And obviously it's not a secret, it's printed on page 12 of the program. And I wanted to quote you from one of the many nomination letters. So Dr. Rai is a Canadian immigrant born of humble circumstances to refugee parents that fled to Malaysia from northern India. As a child, he witnessed unspeakable cruelties during the Japanese occupation of Malaysia. He developed his skills in the Malaysian army as a surgeon, but he was disturbed by the violence of war. When the opportunity came to study plastic surgery at UBC, he moved to his new country. So my father was actually the program director at UBC when Kimit was a resident. So I met him way back when. He completed his training in plastic surgery at UBC in 1975. That's his graduation photo that still hangs on the wall at UBC. And he still looks as young. He's been active and busy in clinical practice in New Westminster for 40 years. He served and supported his plastic surgery colleagues and the medical community in leadership roles as their division head and also as the chief of surgery. He's been extremely involved with local, regional, and both the Canadian and American National Societies, as well as involved with the Royal College and the American Board of Plastic Surgery, involved with ethics committees, with education, and with examination processes. He's been the president of the Northwest Society of Plastic Surgeons and of our society in 1999, and he hosted the meeting at Whistler in 2003. Our society has the Kimit Rai Family Scholarship, which is an educational scholarship supporting community plastic surgeons for ongoing education. Kimit is famous for his presentations, of which there's been 36, many at CSPS meetings over the years, presented in the classic Kimit Rai style, which I've tried to reproduce for you in this brief presentation. You can now see that both Keynote and PowerPoint have caught up with him. This particular drawing is a gift to Kimit from one of his grateful little patients in Cambodia. A chance meeting with Dr. Bill Riley led to Kimit joining Operation Rainbow, and he recruited the local nurses in his community to go on missions, and in 1998 formed Operation Rainbow Canada. And ORC has really benefited from Kimit's tireless energy, his ability to build relationships, and his dedication to the art of plastic surgery, to quote many people who've written about him. Kimit supervises all the trips, manages the luggage, operates, teaches, and leads on rounds, even out into the courtyard of the hospital. 10 of Kimit's colleagues in Canada have joined him on various missions. 11 plastic surgery trainees of Canada have been on missions with him and have benefited from participation. So in addition to the individuals who've benefited from the operative care, one particular country has really benefited from the ongoing association with ORC. And with ORC support over the last 8 years and 5 missions, and some assistance from UBC, Dr. Nu Saram has championed the development of a plastic surgery training program in Cambodia, and this year marks the first entry year for Cambodian plastic surgery residents in an integrated training program over 4 years, which concludes clinical and scientific training and a thesis. I think that's a fantastic legacy. Although Kimit's contribution to plastic surgery are many and varied, this award really is in recognition of the phenomenal contribution he's made through Operation Rainbow Canada. ORC is an impressive organization with a major contribution to care and education in plastic surgery, with 23 missions to over 9 countries over the last 18 years. Congratulations from your MLA, Judy Darcy, from BC's Premier Christy Clark, from Saram in Cambodia, and from your colleagues and friends, the Canadian Society of Plastic Surgeons. Kimit Rai.
I'd like to thank the Canadian Society, the board, Dr. Tredget, and all the members for bestowing this prestigious honor to me. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I must say that I'd like to thank my staff that's here, Leah, Sylvia, and Kim, who have been supporting my office for the last 30 years or so. And also my two children, Natalie and Jason, who are here today. They have actually understand what a plastic surgeon's life is and have been doing philanthropic work as well, and they've been on missions with me in Jason in Mexico and Natalie in Cambodia. Most of all, I'd like to thank my wife, who has been my partner all the way through. She's right there, and she's has done a wonderful job. She's my sounding board, my partner, my support, and without her, I couldn't go on mission, so thank you very much. I just got to take you back go through a little bit of my little history of people who influenced me and my mentors in life, and I think it'll give you an idea. Well, 35 years ago, I was a captain in the armed forces in Malaysia and was drafted in the armed forces because there was a little political unrest. And I was working in a city called Seremban in Malaysia, and at that time there was a visiting surgeon who came to the hospital, and I was asked to work with him. I worked with him, and his name was Norm Merkley. He's passed away now, but just to make you aware. And Norm was, I was working with him, and I worked with him for quite a few days and a couple of weeks, and I said, I love to learn to do what you do, and that was my first stimulus and interest in plastic surgery. On the last day, he said, write me a letter, and I did. And next thing I knew, I landed up in UBC training plastic surgery for the next many years, and that was my first mentor. The second group of people that really supported me was Dr. R.J. Cowan and Dr. A.D. Kodamaj Sr., Doug's father, and they were my teachers who taught me the principles of plastic surgery, and I continued working that way, giving me the stability to be able to perform my kind of work that I love to do. Some 10 or 12 years later, we were in Manili Bay, and I was president-elect for the Northwest Society, and I met Bill Riley, who was sitting for lunch, and he said, Kim, would you like to go with me to the Philippines? And I said, oh, sounds like a great idea. And that's when I got touched. I went to Philippines and Mexico with him a couple of times, and we were operating down there, and we were sitting in the town of Tabasco, which is Villahermosa is the city, way down south. And at that particular moment, the governor of Mexico stood up and was thanking all the members of the team. We were about 22 of us at that time, and they were basically saying that you all Americans, no comments, but you all Americans, thank you for coming and helping our children. So I had the opportunity to go back on the side and give him 3 Canada pins and said, we are 3 Canadians here as well. So that day, it was interesting. The next day, there was a front page of the newspaper because of the pins I gave him. And next thing I got is a bulb kind of struck in my head. Why not we Canada can do this? And I came back and had a group of supporters lawyers, accountants, business people, and started to create Operation Rainbow. And that was very amazing. And I must credit the society for supporting Operation Rainbow in terms of sending residents. We have had over 20 residents who have trained so far with us, and all are practicing plastic surgeons today. I also like to thank the members who have been on the missions, physicians who operated with me and taught the residents, plus other people like Don Lalonde, who had been with me, twice, I think, in Mexico as well as in Lebanon. It's a tough place we were there. And then I must add on many other names who have been with us, like Cindy Washer, Luis Laberge, Doug Kodamaj himself, he was there, and they understood what we did down there and did the work. And I must admit, we have now younger plastic surgeons joined us from Vancouver as well, like David Naismith, who is not here. I may miss some names, and I apologize if I do. We have recently from Ottawa as well, Sachin Chitty, and we have also had Honey Fukani from Vancouver, and quite a few, like Aaron Brown from Vancouver as well. He has been on mission, so I think we went to China with him, and we've been to many other countries along the way. But overall, I must add one extra blend that we did this year was, last year was with the Ukrainian Foundation, and Ole Antonishin called me, can you work with me or help me to organize this mission? So we went down way up to Kiev and worked in the Army hospital for the issues in terms of injuries that the soldiers received and the local citizens who were involved in the revolution there. And it was amazing to work in the Army hospital to see the kind of injuries we did and help them with huge amount of reconstructions. And I felt very proud to be part of that, and that's really wonderful. I'd like to share with you two thoughts. One is, as a plastic surgeon, there's a lot of stress in your life, and you need really what is known as strength. And it's not physical strength that you need emotional strength, and that's very, very important. And if you know, Gandhi did that and got his independence of India through his mental status more than his physical well. And secondly, you also have to know that if there are a lot of seniors here, and it's directed towards the young plastic surgeons and young residents, don't forget your senior surgeons have got two things that you don't have. One is their intellect of wisdom and experience, and I think you can share that with them and understand from them when you're thinking of something new. And as a matter of fact, the Haida people do that. They talk to the elders first before they make any major decisions. I wanted to share that with you. I must admit, thank you for the local host for having a wonderful, beautiful program here in Victoria, which will be a memorable time for me. And I think Chris Taylor and his team and have really brought this beautiful sunshine today. And thank you very much for this opportunity.
We're filming.